how would you get there? When our Gen Z have been talking, raising these issues, nobody was listening to a point where they have come to a point of now saying we are now going to practically demonstrate. And then we are now overrunning the institution of parliament. If you want to know, and I will say this, I'll repeat this even from on top of KITs, if you want to know why I call this government incredibly and incurably incompetent, that was an opportunity. If you ask even the speaker himself, if you ask them these days, why was parliament overrun? There doesn't exist a coherent and a concise report on what actually happened. Have you seen one? An inquiry or any conversation with Gen Z or Kenya's youth to ask them what actually happened. Have you seen that report? Which means the government is not interested. It doesn't matter. Whether you sit in the student caucus and decide something, whether you scream or you don't scream, that is not part of their responsibility. Their responsibility is kutafuta pesa, kuweka kwa mfuko na kuendelea na maisha. Because if they were interested, they would sit with you and find out what actually happened. Where did we go wrong? What did we get wrong? And then begin working on sorting this solution. Because government is about looking for solutions. Now that is not what we have here. Government is about making money. And those in government making money and making. That's why I'm asking you. Ask number 3. As you live here and as you go around all the activities, think about your country today, tomorrow, and always. Think, because if you pause and think, you know, this euphoria and this thing where we have been told people came rain around here in 2022. You have seen those clips doing rounds. I addressed clergy where people were asking me, Fred, oh, you know, these ones are saying Hasla dynasty, and they are saying they are going to put 5 billion Mama Mboga, 2 billion youth, 3 billion boda, and so. And I told people that is hogwash. They are lying to you. There is no truth in what you are being told. Has it come to pass or not? It has come to pass. The Lord's lies. So, fortunately for us, you are intelligent people. My dear people, please think about your country today and tomorrow and always. Hii kitu nasikia huyu ananiambia. Is this true? And if you think about your country, that's how you'll go to the ballot box and vote for the right person. But if you do not vote your country, utaambiwa ukabila, ni kabila yangu, huyu ni nina. If there is a promise I can give you, and on this one I will not let you down. I will be, if you trust me enough, and if I'm so blessed by the Lord to be the one to get this responsibility, I'll remain wedded to one word: merit. Meritocracy. Wedded. You'll get something when you deserve it. If you don't deserve it, even if you are my own brother, tukutane kwa mama tukule, tafadhali. Lakini kasi ya public, hapana, tafadhali. I have said several times before, discipline is destiny. If we are not disciplined, there's nowhere we are going. We can talk until the cows come home. If we are not a disciplined people, there's nowhere we are going. We have children in schools and so on, and we spend money so stupidly, as you see happening here. Why do you need 17 billion shillings budget for State House? Why? Who is delivering at State House? What's happening? I mean, what kidney transplants are you doing at State House? What do you need the money for? Bribery. Sisi wa Kenya, kama tumefika hapa 3 years. When we were living in 2022, our annual budget for State House was 4.8 billion. It has quadrupled to 17 in 4 years. If you give these people another 5 years, will there be a country called Kenya? Jamani, we're in a crisis. Let's get going with some work. All the other issues that you have asked, I am 100% sold and ready to do my part. I won't let you down. I'll work with Angel Mbuthia on the student caucus. When you start your campus tour, I will ask my presidential campaign to contribute to your campus tour, so that we are part and parcel of that campus tour. The my suggestion to you, Angel, is that we should now set up regional caucuses for this. Let us set up regional caucuses. Those of you, mukubaliane, we set up a Rift Valley regional caucus, a Coast regional caucus, a Western regional caucus, like that. This regional caucus has become the basis of our work. In fact, my humble suggestion to you, you asked the question about the youth convention. I am also going to consult with my colleagues at the party. You know, I don't believe in unilateralism. Nikuja hapa natoa ma directive, hii Ushenzi mnaona kwa barabara and so on. We are an institution. Jubilee is our party. I have my colleagues here in the neck. We will digest these things and discuss them and agree. But my humble suggestion would be to you is ahead of the national convention, we do regional caucuses first. So that you see, we say, tarehe fulani we are doing central regional caucus. Tarehe fulani we are doing Rift Valley regional caucus. Tarehe fulani we are doing Nyanza regional caucus. It gives us an opportunity to know each other better, to recruit more of our people and work with them. So that then we go forward. Thirdly, in terms of administration, our wonderful executive director is here, Dan Mwangi. The aspirant, we are setting up a database for aspirants. All of you guys who want to run, register as aspirants. And look, I can't make a directive on this matter, but let me make a commitment, because that I can make at a personal level. Mimi nataka hata tukitoa majina ya watu wa kuwa nominated, zaidi tunatoa list ya kwenda kwa IBC, tunaweka young leaders kwa hiyo maneno. I have the confidence to say this because I know the thinking of my party leader. Uhuru has been almost violent on this issue of involving young people in leadership. And I know that even if we took this matter to the neck, it's something that he himself will support. That safari hii, utuachane na maneno ya tokenism. Ile ya kusema, oh, you know, youth, then we have mtu moja hapa, mtu mwingine, wengine ni retirees. There is nothing wrong with being a retiree. We will retire one day. Lakini saa hii, we need to now give the country the energy. And you can see how we have started. All these leaders of ours are former student leaders. This is a former student leader at the University of Nairobi, former student leader. What akina Chris Mark up, what ni watu leaders, young leaders who have in insisting that younger people are hired like executive director here. The age gap between him and the guy who was executive director substantially before is almost 20 or 30 years. So you can see the thinking of our party leader, the way Uhuru is thinking. Renewal, re-energization, re-engagement, redeployment of the youth in a very specific manner, and redirecting the energy of youth towards institutionalized participation and engagement in the leadership of the country. Building the capacity of the youth. We haven't had a party before that has worked on. I have looked at the president's proposal on establishment of the Jubilee Youth Leadership Academy. I mean, it's a damn good document. I've looked at it. And you can see clearly the president has taken time to think about this. How we will end up, all of you, you are running today for women rep in Muranga. We want you to grow up to become the Prime Minister of Kenya. To become the president or the Speaker of the National Assembly. As you grow through the ranks, you are mentored. You are working with those senior leaders who have been there before. Some of our members who have been cabinet ministers. Actually, Uhuru has had this idea all the time. Because that is how, during his administration, he decided that he would appoint young people as assistant ministers to understudy us. That is how Akina Zak came to government. We all those, Akina Masi Mwangangi, you know, during Corona, Masi was in the Ministry of Health. All of them. That is how he got up all these young people. And many of them who had been in student leadership to understudy us in ministries, so that when they step in and become ministers, they can start work on day one. They have already been mentored, they have been part of the system, they have moved on. And I think this is what President Kenyatta wants to do. He wants to continue that legacy, that idea of mainstreaming, and as I said, redeploying youth energy in an institutionalized manner to develop the leadership of our country. I mean, I remain probably his foremost ally in this. I will give everything that the Lord can give me to that particular assignment, because that is how we are going to strengthen and renew our country. So, as the Bible says, arise and shine. This is our time. Musitishwe na mahongo. Watu wash. I want the country about them. Sasa Mnaona. Ukiweka watu kwa laini yetu wapige laini kutoka hapa mpaka huko wape 1000 shillings. Hiyo ni pesa yako. Criminal money. You know, it's time for us as Kenyans to fight this thing and fight it in earnest. Use every resource at your disposal to fight this thing because it spells danger for our country. So, and you fight it na ubongo. Let's recruit people. Kila mtu, let me give you a classic example. If you are going to run as an MCA, you probably have about 20 polling stations in your ward. If you went and looked for 10 people or 20 people in each of your polling stations, 20, anza na watu 20 tu, unaongea nao, huyu naye anaongea na watu 20, na huyu na watu 20. Jamani, tutashindwa kula namna gani? So, God gave us a brain so that we think. That's why, me, sometimes I don't favor so much this business of rallies and so on. I want this. Sababu tunapanga mpango, tunaambiana sisi vile tunaenda, this is what we are going to do. So tujipange, tuko na kazi ya kufanya na tuifanye. Please go to your areas, hesabu how many polling stations you have in your jurisdiction, in your ward, and give all your energy to those polling stations. Na kila youth, the reason why I want this regional caucus, Angel, is because I want us to give ourselves assignments. Tukienda kwa regional caucus, every regional caucus tells us how many polling stations are in their region and what is the youth mapping they have done in every polling station. This thing, hii ni vita tutashinda na bidii na intellect. Ukisema region yetu polling stations are 20,000. What youth mapping have you done in every polling station? Sababu hatuwezi kusema hawataiba kura na hatujajipanga vile tutalinda kura yetu, na tunaenda kupiga laini pale and so on. I like what I've been having conversation with Wanja. She has sold me a brilliant idea, and I'm going to ask her to have a conversation with you if you are not having one already, because she told me, wonderful, yeah, because Wanja told me that we can actually target PWD 200,000 arrangement so that we create 200,000 ambassadors within the framework of PWD, isn't it? So if we worked like that, use your multiplication effort. Atupigangi kelele tu tunafanya kazi itaonekana tukifika pale. Yeah. Tafadhali, let's think about our country today, tomorrow and always. And I'm going to ask Angel, our youth leader, and the leaders of the youth caucus, and I want you, Angel, to form what you call the Council of Youth Leaders. The Council of Youth Leaders it will bring out the leaders of all these regional caucuses and the county leaders. So you have a small council that you work with. You will work on a map. Mimi nataka kucommit by God's grace. Nataka kuwa tayari kwa mkutano na nyinyi. Sio leo peke yake. Moja kwa moja. Mpaka tufike uchaguzi kwa debe. Sio na vile mnajua mimi si mtu wa kuzembea. I woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning and went to containers, to open containers for exams. Tukikubaliana kama mnanitaka Kakamega Western Kenya Regional Caucus, nitakuja huku. And I would like to attend all the regional caucus meetings myself, sio representative. Mimi nataka kwenda kwa regional caucus meetings mimi mwenyewe. Tukae pale tujuane, hatuwezi kutembea safari kama hatujuani. Tunaonana huku na mabarua hapana. It's my turn now to build my relationship. And that one who said that I identify 5 people. Is it you, Karaoke? Kingori, sorry. No, not 5. I have my own method of populating the presidential campaign with the representation from every regional caucus. That nisiseme hapa kuna camera. Nitasema nitawaambia vile tutafanya. Because I'll make sure that every regional caucus has got substantive representation in the presidential campaign as we move forward. So, tutembe kabisa. And then let us have conversations with our fellow youth, our young people. Sisi ndio tunaambiwa eti tutapewa pesa kwenda kupiga watu. Some of our youth are the ones who are being misused. I saw an incident, something that you can collapse with anger. Eti a politician ameenda collect wanafunzi wa Kisii Polytechnic pale. Amewapea pesa usiku overnight. Anawaambia eti Matiang'I anakuja na Gachagua na Kalonzo Na Wamalwa msimukubalia ingie Kisii town. You must be having cow dung for a brain, because you know, first of all, in any case, if you are a normal person like all of us, if you want to go to, say for example, my home is in Thika, you want to come to Thika and talk to people there, niko na shida, unakula Thika, si utakuja kuongea na watu, na mimi kama nataka kuongea na watu nitaenda hapo kesho pia niongee na wao. I undo what you told them yesterday. So why must I arrange people to beat you or throw stones at your car? You know, this old silly way of running a country, we must put it to an end ourselves by refusing those things and be ambassadors of peace. Jubilee is known for being a peaceful party. Now, Sisi, I normally tell people, because you know, we are smart and we can argue our case. Challenge me. I can defend my position. I don't have to carry a stone. I don't have to carry a rungu. I can defend my position. And if you want to argue with me, welcome. But not kutafuta panga. You know those Precambrian old days things people do that don't make sense. Stone Age politics. I mean, tuambie watu waende kupiga watu wengine. You must be sick in the head. Tuambie watu wetu wachana. Mtu yeyote in your area of jurisdiction, regional caucuses, mtu akija apate mkutano, hata kama watu ni watu wa UDA wa serikali, let them come, we ask them questions, we interact with them, tell them thank you, goodbye, we'll make our decision during the ballot day. Bas. Caucus zingine yote mtu akija hata kama ni wa ODM ni nani, ongea. That we are a civilized country 63 years after independence. How can we do those kinds of things that you are going to collect people like what you saw in Siaya, the Unyonga is being chased out of a restaurant, so you need a visa to go to Siaya? We primitive. I mean, let's not succumb to that kind of very lowly level of engagement. Now watu wako kwa serikali, every government takes the character of its leaders. Amana mnagani? Every government takes the character of its leaders. You can take that to the bank. Kama viongozi ni watu wako na akili chini hivyo, wow, that is their way. Piga huyu mawe. No, welcome them. Yeyote, even the person you don't agree with your opponent, tell him, let us discuss. What do you think you are a better guy than me to be the MCA? And have a conversation. Let's be proud of our country and be proud of competition. What we call the decence of difference. We can have differences, but we are decent about them. That we, as Jubilee, have made that decision. Our party leader has spoken about this so many times. Peace, stability of our country, very important. And decency in the way we do our politics. Atutukani watu ovyo, tutaenda pale, kutukana huyu mtu kutukana. No, they are fellow Kenyans. We may have differences of opinion, that's fine. But they are fellow citizens. And we want to be in a decent environment as we go forward. So, mimi kabla sijaenda, Angel, if there is a burning question, one or two, I can answer them before I go. And in future, I suggest that when we have the regional caucuses, I want us to start the meeting the other way around. We start with the Q&A, then we finalize with speeches, so that then I have an opportunity to respond to issues. Do you mind if I just conducted the question straight, so that we save time? Do you have a mic? Yes. Yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Consolata Wawero, a woman representative aspirant in Laikipia County. And I must say, aside from being an aspiring politician and a leader, I am also a passionate educator. This year, I worked with Jomo Kenyatta Foundation, and you know they are involved in awarding scholarships to needy children. And I worked closely with various education sub-county offices in the country, and we have ICT officers who are deployed. They are in internship session. Wanaitwa Digital Literacy Program Cohort 4. Their internship is ending on October. And we had a conversation with them, and I saw the work they are doing. These people are responsible for collecting data, and this data is being used by the ministry. It should be used by the ministry to make informed decisions. And also, you know, the CBC curriculum has some ICT elements, and these people are training teachers, and these people are begging every person of goodwill, and because they are interns, they are fellow young people, they are people who completed campus 2 years ago, 1 year ago, wanaomba hizo positions retained. Why? Because Kenya will not only pay them salaries, they are contributing positively to the country. They are contributing positively to the future of this education. And I must agree, Daktari, that this administration is a threat to the future of this country, to the future of our children. You can imagine, Daktari, I saw the applications. Thousands of children in Laikipia applied. And you know, in Laikipia West Sub-County, we only picked 10. Yet, we had over 500 applications. I believe that when you get to presidency, when you become the president, and I believe that you will be, please make education free. From nursery to university. It is possible and I believe it is doable. Kwa sababu hii maneno ya scholarship huyu anapeana pale haiwezi tosha. Lastly, I must commend Angel Mbuthia. Let us clap for her. She is doing a good job. Asante sana Daktari, and may the Lord bless you. Thank you.
Consolata, you know, free education is our mantra. It is Jubilee. I have given this example several times. President Mwai Kibaki started free primary education. 1 million kids walk to school. I've given this example before. In fact, on that year, when President Clinton was being interviewed and he was asked, who would you like to meet and who has really influenced you this year? President Clinton said, I would like to meet the new president of Kenya, who has introduced free education and 1 million kids have walked to school. That was Mwai Kibaki. By the time Uhuru was becoming president, Kibaki's kids had gone to secondary school. That's why, as government, as Jubilee government, we poured resources into transition, free-day secondary education, ensuring that education is the only equalizer. And if you don't provide that opportunity, there is no way you are going to develop the country in an equitable manner. Now, the kind of stories you hear here, they can even make a dog cry. We have enough money to bribe people around, but we don't have money to go to school. You know, we have money to collect all manner of charlatans around and pay them to clap for us, and we don't have money to pay in school. These fellows, their priorities are upside down. That's why we are seeking leadership. And tell the people of Kenya, if you want that free day secondary education, if you want free education, I mean, who can do that better than Jubilee, who has done it? It is us who have done it. Thank you very much. I want one by one. I know there are so many questions. Let's go. Yes, your way.
Yeah.
And be brief so that we can take more. Just ask the question directly.
Yeah. So my name is Philip Mionki from Mount Kenya University. We wanted to ask Jubilee. We have an event on the 16th and 17th of May. Kindly, it is a continuous voters sensitization, because we were told to go kadi, then tukachukua kadi. Then what next after that? So guys, I want to urge you, all of you, to attend that event on the 16th and 17th, so that after tumechukua kadi, then we can be taught about good governance and we can know where the problem is. Shida iko wapi? Tunafaa tuambiwe, and we need you guys, all of you, all of the youths. It is open to all youths. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We support each other, and now these days communication is very easy. You know, by the way, it's very simple. You can also organize a process where, like now in these regional youth caucuses, where you move around in groups. You can tell each other, we are like 5 aspirants. Now, in the Mount Kenya Regional Caucus, we are going to support our candidate in Murang'a. Weekendi tunaenda kwa candidate wetu wa Murang'a. And then you go there as youth. You meet the youth who are there. You discuss those things. I agree with you. Tumepata kadi ndio. Tuko kadi ndio. Lakini tutumie kadi pia vyema. Think right, vote right. That is the whole issue. Yeah, yes. It's our
Poleli.
Question.
This is Karuga Kamau. My question to you as the president by then, 27 post. In your last government, we had the issues about donor funding on health matters, specifically HIV and AIDS. So how unique, or rather how different are you going to do, bearing in mind we are having donor exit, so there's no funding to support these health programs, and we are the people who are at risk in terms of new HIV infections, sexual reproductive health, gender-based violence, and we can see there's withdrawal of funding. So how unique will you make sure that the government itself is able to sustain and run this program for the sake of our future? Thank you so much.
If we stop the wastage of public resources that we engaged in this country, I can swear to you today, even by the Bible, We have enough resources to sustain our development work. It is even a shame that we became independent 63 years ago, and now we are dependent on somebody to come and do something for us. Sure. Let me tell you something very small, very short, in 2 minutes. I was the escort of honor for President Kagame when he addressed the Council of Governors in Naivasha, which means I picked him from the airport and drove him to Naivasha to address the Council of Governors. I was so humiliated in that meeting when one of our governors asked President Kagame, how do you manage to clean Kigali? Sure. How is the Kigali clean? Where do you get the money from to clean the city so that Kigali is a very clean city? Kagame looked at him like this, and I could read his face. It's like he was saying, you must be really daft. He asked him a question, do you need money to sweep your house where you live? It's indeed a basic responsibility. So what money do you need to sweep your house? In other words, you see, let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, and listen to me very carefully. 50% of our problems have nothing to do with money. They have a lot to do with attitude, and especially bad management, making very bad decisions. What money do you need to run e-citizen properly? You are stealing money from it and so on and so forth. It is kind of nonsense that's going on. If we stop wastage, we have enough resources. I'll be aiming at reducing our dependence on these people by managing the public resources effectively. I want someone now from the back. The gentleman in a black jacket. Please give him the mic. And then I'll ask someone, then Salome. Okay, I'll take another 2 more. I know the interest is there, but I can take 2 more and then we save time. Okay, hold on. Let's listen to him. Then Salome, then maybe someone from here, and that's it. No. The gentleman, okay, fine. You and then the gentleman in a...
Comrades power! Comrades power! Comrades viva! Jubilee viva! Matiang'I viva!
Question.
So, I just want to add something on top, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you.
Just 1 minute. Thank you for your time. Comrades, I'm the Comrade Solicitor Commander, and I'm becoming President, University of Nairobi, President. I would like to urge us to support Jubilee Party unconditional, and we are going to give Jubilee Party unconditional support. Comrades Kadi, Comrades Kadi. Wanasema tuko kadi na tujui tutafanyia nini. Hiyo kadi, kura yetu na kadi yetu tutaweka hapa Jubilee, au sio? And lastly, our incoming, we have comrades here, and comrades, we are suffering from only one disease. Comrades have a disease called Prader-Willi syndrome. In short, they have a disease of angriness. They are very, very angry. So, Mheshimiwa, you can see how you will sort them. Matiang'I transaction. Matiang'I transaction. Mheshimiwa, last but not least, question will come later. Last but not least, I would like you to support my presidential bid. I will mobilize 1 million youths to support us. This is our very own party. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, please be brief.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon again. I'm Nicholas Nyaga. I'm a student leader in Kenyatta University, and mine is to say, sisi wote hapa ni viongozi. As Mheshimiwa alikuwa anaongea akisema that kila mtu atafute watu 20, washikilie watafute watu wengine 20, and that's how the number grows. Mheshimiwa, I'm a student leader at Kenyatta University. I'm a very strong supporter of one term, and that has made me be an enemy of those guys who are singing 2 term. And I'm an incoming president. I'm an aspiring president in Kenyatta University, and currently I visited my MP in his office. Akaniambia wewe tutakushikilia alafu utatusumbua. Kwa hivyo hatuwezi kusupport. So me, I will request as Jubilee, even if you will not support me, as Jubilee party, please tushikilie vijana Nyakopo University wenye wanasimama, because if those guys are empowered, they can also come together and also empower Jubilee as a party. Kwa sababu 2 term hawashikili vijana wenye wako 1 term.
Okay. I think in the interest of time, Salome, one question. Please, 1 minute.
Actually, it's a concern. Good afternoon. I'm so happy about the regional caucuses. 2 weeks ago, I organized the Nakuru County Youth League meeting, and we have very great minds, and people are really willing to help you get the presidency. One issue we have is that mobility and a speaker. That is all, because we agreed. Like on 29th, we'll be having a sanitary drive in Waseges in Subukia. Sisi tunajituma. But the problem is, sasa tutenda mashinani, we want just that portable speaker where we can campaign for you as well when we go to support each other and mobility. That is all we ask, and we are ready to work for you. And like personally, I can even step down from my candidacy just to make sure you get to the presidency. So, because I need to focus on you getting there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, I think what to do is, okay, last one. Last one. I can answer all these at once.
The question, His Excellency, is one based on something that is concerning aspirants. This is the issue of merchandising and marketing for us ourselves. We are asking you how it is that we can supplement the efforts that have been put forward by us as aspirants, secondly by us as Jubilee supporters. My name is Dr. Joseph Geshui Kariuki. I am the incoming Member of Parliament for Juja. And as much as this was it was supposed to be a kitchen cabinet setting to support the aspirants and give us your ideas, marketing is key, and the way we should support each other is also key in us winning this seat. So how is it that we get the merchandising and the cooperation of the party to synchronize with our efforts on the ground?
All right, thank you very much. Now, let me tell you, I know that because this is our first meeting, logically, we won't exhaust everything we want to do on the first. You can see the rationale for having regional caucus meetings, because there we're able to focus more on the regional issues, have more time to answer questions and deal with the issues we need to deal with, and move forward. Number one, about all those questions that were asked about support, as a party we will do our best to the farthest extent possible that our capacities allow to support those of our youth who are engaged in activities. As I said, I'm going to discuss with the people in my presidential campaign to see how we can support the youth caucus. The student caucus and other activities as we go forward. As for the aspirants, those of you who are running, of course, when you have gone through the nomination process and you have become our candidate, it now becomes a joint responsibility between you and the party to win the seat. In many of the jurisdictions, we have 5, 6, 7 people interested in the seat. Let us walk the journey to fike mahali tumemaliza nomination, and I think I can promise safely on behalf of my colleagues from NEC who are here that we intend to safari to have really robust, free and fair nomination processes, so that once the nominations have been done and you have been nominated, you are now formally a candidate, then now we begin working on how we build that relationship as we move forward together. On the question of merchandise and working together to support you, first, we as a party, and I think it's policy, I'm not making a mistake done, we don't have a problem with our candidates producing merchandise, because if they need any guidance on branding and so on, they can get that from the executive director's office and the members of NEC. So what many candidates have been doing, you don't have to wait for the party headquarters to provide merchandise for you. If you go to Nakuru, you can print your t-shirts, you can print your capes, put your name on it, you are a Jubilee candidate. We don't restrict. We have a no restriction policy on merchandise, so that there's nothing wrong. You don't have to wait. When we are having major drives, we will, of course, have done, and the team in the office do some merchandise. But we also do this by allowing everybody to produce or do merchandise as they can. Finally, Salome, the reason why I talked about this caucus of the Youth Leadership Caucus is so that now we go to the nitty-gritties like you have asked. Because you see, quite frankly, in a setup like this, because I would like to have, for example, like when we do on the regional caucuses, we would like to develop a template. What happens in the meetings? How do we keep our data? What do you need as a regional caucus? You need a speaker. You need what? When you're holding your meetings, what happens there? How do you conduct meetings? So that we develop a template. That's why I said the council that the NGO is going to put up of leadership, this council is going to work on all those things, give us the nitty-gritties and come up with templates for regional activities for the youth and youth involvement as we go forward. So, Wangwana, let me tell you, tumeanza hii safari. Safari hata kama ni ndefu inaanza na step ya kwanza. Tumechukua hatua ya kwanza. Sasa kuanzia hapa, hata mimi to be a sensible person and to make sense in this, I have to be guided and to be led by my colleagues on this team. And my colleagues here are led by Angel Mbuthia. Angel is going to develop this program we've done. And then you tell me, mimi nimesema, I take seriously this issue of the regional caucuses. I would like to attend. Sitafanya excuses ya kusema we're busy doing what? I mean, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm campaigning. So, I am ready to be your partner. And I'm inviting you also to be my partners. Partners for transformation and real change, not just change, real change for Kenya. And partners for clean government. We'll go forward if we do the right thing for our country. But again, as I said, all of it underpinned by very strict principles of decency, peace, and the focus on the stability and future of our country. Kwamba sisi, we don't support goons, and Jubilee doesn't pay goons, and we don't have goons. We want a country that we can be proud of, all of us, as we move forward. So I thank you so much for your time. And I promise you that by the grace of God, this is going to be my life. I will be with you. Tutatembea pamoja. And when you go, my last ask of you is one. Tafadhali muniombee kura. Mwambie muniombee kura. Na nyinyi nawaomba tafadhali kwa hisani yenu. Mkifikiria hii maneno, mkiyatafakari, mjue kwamba nimeandika application. Hiyo application nimesema, dear sir, now sir, it's yourselves. Nawaomba, reference ni Presidency of the Republic of Kenya. Na nimeandika mambo yote na CV yangu iko hapo mnaiona. So, yours faithfully. Muniangalie application yangu iko mbele yenu. When you are looking at the other applications, muangalie yangu pia. And I promise you, if you favor me so much with that opportunity, I will make you proud. God bless you.
Well, let's take a group photo.
Oh, okay.
Guys, mahali tu mko, you can stand up and then the cameras can come to this other side. Kujeni karibu na daktari, msimsukume pia. Unajua bado tunaenda maandamano.
Tujipange vizuri.
Tujipange tu
vizuri.
Turudi
nyuma kidogo ili tupatikane sisi wote.
Pia apumue.
Alafu tutatoa roti ya kwanza